Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And there are certain old Craftsman tools that I kind of keep my eye out for, or I have a weakness if I stumble on one in a pawn shop or yard sale or something. And I wanted to highlight a couple of them, but also ask, are there some by either Craftsman or any tool manufacturer that you just, even if you've already got it, you just don't want to pass it up, especially if it's not very expensive. And the four Craftsman tools I'm going to highlight here. The first one are these, and all of these are made in America. They all have the USA logo. These Torx drivers, these are dedicated drivers, not interchangeable bits. And you can see the Torx number is there. This is a T10. Western Forge. It turns out almost all of these, I think, are Western Forge Craftsman. But I do like these. I like the size, the fit, both in the length there and then just in the hand. These are just really decently designed for basic Torx applications. I've had them last for well, they're still here. I bought this set new. A few of these, if I've got doubles, I probably then picked up the second used. And generally they're like one-offs. You'll see one or two, but Torx, it's not like you're buying a particular size of nut driver or something that has zero application in your real life. But the Torx, these are great, and the more popular sizes pretty much depend on what you're doing. Not necessarily that everyone, like a 10 millimeter across the board versus an 11. But anyway, so I keep my eye out for these. I also do look for certain nut drivers, and see that? It's a metric nut driver. Craftsman, made in the USA. You can see that. This is a good solid product. They weren't that expensive, but they hold up well. And just to have extra nut drivers, it allows you to make a dedicated tool kit for certain things. Here's a 3/8 showing you some of the, here's a 5/16. 5/16 is really popular in appliances, machine screws, and then also 1/4 inch is another one that comes in handy. Here's an 8 millimeter. But anyway, that's another one I keep my eye out for. Third thing is these particular chisels, and these made in USA, again, WF, Western Forge. These are a striking chisel. They came razor sharp from the factory, and I've seen these for under $1. Sometimes things like this. I should mention that with all of this, if I find something I'm interested in, I can often get things like these thrown in if I find them as part of the deal, because there aren't a whole lot of people who are going after them. Well, at least until this video. Now everyone's going to be looking for them. But I've had great luck with these over many, many years. They are a very sturdy, heavy, dense chisel. And because they came in a set, you would often find something that maybe didn't get used as much, the smaller ones. And those you can pick up for next to nothing. And it's a great tool. It is a chisel. However, you can use it as a scraper. You can use it somewhat as a pry bar. It all depends. And that's where if you don't have much money invested in it, it's a good, solid, really heavy-duty chisel. On the other hand, if you want to do some prying, I can't pass up these. This is Craftsman, made in the USA. Large screwdrivers. I'm not that big a fan of the Phillips Craftsman. I've never really liked them too much, although I think everyone's got like a number 3, even a number 4 Phillips in the big acetate handle Craftsman for occasionally, that twice in your life when you need a number 4. But anyway, these do come in handy. And I use these for all kinds of things, including small pry bars, etc. You can see this one's pretty beat up here, but you can often get these for next to nothing. As long as they're USA, and you can see the sizes are written on there. Both these are 5/16. This, I think, was a commemorative one of some kind. But I've just had really good luck with them lasting. And if you bust the tip, you could grind it, turn it into another tool. Don't worry about it. But just for a starting point, a platform for a future tool, or it probably still has some good actual use as a slotted screwdriver, and you can get them for a song. Because there were just so many of them out there. And a lot of times these were sold in big sets of 20 or 30 different screwdrivers, and most people didn't need 20 or 30. They needed about 4. And so they ended up just kind of hanging out in the garage until they got rid of their tools or passed on or had a rummage sale or downsized, and then they got rid of these things. But anyway, these are the 4 Craftsman that came to mind when I thought about the theme for this video. What are other tools that you keep an eye out for and just pick up whether you need it or not? And there might be some constraints, like mine are, with this case, Craftsman versus a non-Craftsman, and there are some of these that you see that are very similar, Napa or something that look almost identical. Must be USA made. And I do have limits as far as the condition. So if I picked up a Torx and it was kind of messed up, I'm not going to be able to warranty it for a new similar quality one because I want the USA. Anyway, let me know what you think and which ones you keep an eye out for. And with that, Doc out.